An age of modernism, anxiety, and imperialism. Marie Curie was an influential woman in physics and chemistry. Pierre Curie helped her discover that radium gives off radiation. Einstein developed a relativity theory, making the 1920s a heroic age of physics. Additionally, philosophers Friedrich Nietzsche and Henry Bergson made advancements in the analysis of reality. Sigmund Freud introduced psychoanalysis and the role of the unconscious. Charles Darwin developed the principle of social Darwinism, and Herbert Spencer also used Darwin's ideas.
Modernism provided changes in European cultural life. Naturalists felt that literature should be realistic. Symbolists believed that art should be a function for its own sake instead of criticizing society. Influential painters were Claude Monet, Vincent van Gogh, Berthe Morisot, Paul Cézanne, and Pablo Picasso. European countries fought for land using new military techniques to control the territories. The Boers War was an example of this. British policy in southern Africa was controlled by Cecil Rhodes, who also founded the diamond and gold companies and expanded European colonies. By the beginning of the 20th century, a new class of African leaders began to organize political parties and movements seeking the end of foreign rule. In China, the ruling Manchu dynasty was showing signs of decline. They agreed to open a door policy in which one country would not restrict the commerce of another. The new Republic of China remained weak and ineffective. The Japanese adopted Western methods.
In Germany, during the reign of William II, Bismarck began a new imperial Germany. He used tactics to make Germany the strongest industrial power on the continent. The Social Democratic Party grew rapidly, and this led to expansion in political participation. Bismarck knew that the emergence of a unified Germany in 1871 had upset the balance of power and made an alliance, first in 1873 and again in 1881 with the conservative powers Austria-Hungary and Russia. The United States was now being recognized as an industrial power, and some women achieved higher education and became nurses. Suffragists began to be more aggressive in their attempts to get the government to grant their request for women to vote. Emily Davidson accepted martyrdom for the cause at which she threw herself from the king's horse. In Italy, Giovanni Giolitti was good at using transformism, a system used to transform old liberal groups into a new government using bribery, and he only made Italian politics more corrupt. In Austria-Hungary, the Social Democrats of the Marxist Party, supported by Austrian governments, feared that the government would interfere with industrial development and workers' rights. The Christian Socialists in Austria-Hungary were a nationalistic party that were passionate about the workers.
Imperial Russia experienced mass surge of state-sponsored industrialism, and having no outlet for opposition, they resorted to a form of terrorism and assassination of government officials. Canada faced problems of national unity at the end of the 19th century. In 1870, the Dominion of Canada included Quebec, Ontario, Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick. The white man's burden stated that white men were doing black men a favor by imperializing them, saying they were much superior to them. It was a way for Europeans to impose their oppression in the colonies. Also, the 1890s was a time of renewed anti-Semitism in Europe, and Zionism emerged as people advocated for the development and protection of Jewish nation in what is now Israel. The Balkans crisis was a byproduct of the disintegration of the Ottoman Empire, and European attention returned to the Balkans in the 1912s, when Serbia, Bulgaria, Montenegro, and Greece organized the Balkan League and defeated the Ottomans in the First Balkan War. By the beginning of 1914, the whole of Germany was charged with electricity, and everybody's nerves were tense, and the European Age of Progress was about to come to an inglorious and bloody end. Imperialism is shown today through companies expanding to other countries in hopes of making greater profits. The naturalist and symbolist ideas are still being implemented in modern literature and artwork today, and the initial scientific advancements are used to propel innovation forward.